So hello to everyone. Once again, here I am Alex from FH Dating here in Poltava, and once more we have the privilege and the honor to work with someone that came to us through friends that already know us and explained to me how was the situation with Mike and these guys. Thank you for coming, Mike.
You're welcome.
And Mike is with us to share his experience. Mike was here before in a group tour, then he came again and understood that the group tour was obviously not for him for reasons that he will explain to us, and then he tried to work directly with other agencies that are most likely the normal agencies that feed the persons that go on these socials, and then with the recommendations from those friends, as I said, he came to work with me and have another perspective about what is international dating. So this is the reason why he is here and gave me the honor to tell me his experience and how he feels, the bad and the good, you can say everything. And I would start to ask you just exactly how was your experience on tours, how did you feel, if that was your field or you understood that you could not bring something from there, and then the experience you had trying to attach to someone, and then finally trying to work with me and Lucy as you are doing at this moment. Okay?
Okay, so you want to hear my experiences?
What do you think about the socials?
Right.
How was it for you?
Okay, I came here last year, did a social. It was a social where they had two socials, one on a Friday night, one on a Saturday night in the same town. And the first social where they tell you there's hundreds of girls, you know, they might have been counting people that walked by the door, but there wasn't hundreds. But there was, you know, some quality girls there.
Did you find on those socials any of the girls that you saw on the website?
No. No, but
anyone that you required to meet that was promised to be there to meet you during the social event?
They never promised somebody to be there, but I picked 15 ladies, and of course none of them were there. Because even if you get to sit down with a lady, there's usually an interpreter or two and 2 or 3 other ladies. So it's just like you and like 5, you know, women. And I mean, how do you have a conversation with 5 people at the same time? You don't get that one-on-one conversation you get when you go on a date.
And how did you feel the experience to deal with those translators that were helping you at the social events? Are they committed? Do they take your cause, or they serve everybody equal?
They serve everybody equal, but the thing is, it's a job for them, so it's not, you know, if they don't translate as correct as they should, or, you know...
How can you detect that if you don't understand the language?
Usually, I think you could tell when there's a lot of talking, you know, somebody says 100 words and then they answer you with 5 words, it's, you know, something's missing. To be completely honest, I felt at times that you know, you're talking and she's like looking around and stuff, that just like, oh, it's time for us to go, you know, I'm going to get out of here. If you're dancing, you're not talking, you're not really getting to know anybody. You're just, you know, dancing. I mean, how many clubs have you gone to and you stand around the dance floor? It's a ring of men and a sea of women dancing. You know, and even if you go out there and dance with them, you could dance with all of them and you really don't know any of them.
Were you able to meet any of those ladies you met at the social, after the social, like one-on-one? Did you require your translator help in order to meet those girls? Did you succeed with them?
I took a couple names and phone numbers and had the agency contact them. And, you know, this one's going out of town for work. This one's going on vacation. You know, and it's hit or miss, and you know, maybe you get 1 or 2 dates out of it.
They say that come travel, come to nice places, enjoy, have fun, nice restaurants, nice tourism bars, discos, and girls too. So.
Right. All that's true, and even the girl part's true. But if you want to find a lasting relationship for the rest of your life, you know, that's the bottom of the list.
So closing the door about the socials, the time comes up. And everybody gets out, and you felt like, oops, what happened here?
Right.
Disappeared.
Right. Yeah, I would never go to another social.
So you do not recommend?
No. Highly recommend not going to the social.
And then you came back, you kept on communicating with ladies. How was your experience about this so-called letter communication, letter writing between you out there home 5,000 miles away and the girls here? How you felt that experience?
Well, I stayed in touch with a couple girls and was emailing back and forth, and I got their personal emails. I don't want to go through the agencies with the letter writing campaign, because I believe that's not the girl writing the letter. I believe it's just, someone sitting behind the desk gets the email, writes the letter, and sends it back.
What leads you to say that? What leads you to say that?
Because I had gotten letters before I came, and you sign up with some of these sites, and you don't even put a picture or anything about yourself up there, and you're getting letters from 22 and 23-year-old girls.
So why
that sound like it's real?
Why someone write to a blank profile, right?
Right, exactly.
And 1 and 2 and 3 times, like insisting.
Yes, yeah.
And then you took the decision to come again to Poltava, and then you try to find someone that would be local, that could help you,
right.
One of the translators. How you felt also that environment of the same translators, and the same agencies that previously provide all the same goals to the social. So how was your experience about? Do they feel them able to help you? Did they worry to understand who you are? Do they really know the ladies? How did you feel that?
Well, I came back. I had just one agent, and she gave me some pictures, some information about the girls. Gave me a couple email addresses, a couple of online profiles from social sites to connect with the girls, and I connected with a few of them. And there was another list of names I gave her and numbers from some of the sites that she was going to get in touch with. Altogether, there was about 30 people, 30 women. And I get here and I start going on some dates that she has set up, and none of the people. Blind dates. And I would ask the girls, have you seen me before? Do you know anything about me? No.
So why are you here if you didn't know my
Right, right. So it was blind dates. I came here, got blind dates. 30 people, didn't meet one of them.
I would dare to say something like it's not only blind dates, it's like pay dates, because what motivates a girl, I have to call a girl, because if they are around 22, 23, and most likely you could be her father.
Yeah.
So how they accept to come to meet a foreigner guy without even look to his face,
right,
or his picture, or his date. So the motivation for them to come, obviously, or most likely, is material, or it's
right.
for the fun. So not for sure for what brought you here to
right.
Ukraine. I know, and I already know you a little bit, and you are focused, and you only want the one, and that obviously is what helped. So you failed on that situation. I remember when you spoke, I didn't make life easy. I didn't promise anything. And I would like to know, and this is the most important for me, not to put the other ones down, but to try to make others out there to understand the difference about the way I do. So what was the bigger difference that you noticed about all your past experience and what happened with you since you start? Though we started a little bit some days ago, but I think 4 or 5 days is enough.
Right. Well, I met you through a friend, and we sat down, had a drink, and you immediately started talking, and it was an eye-opening experience for me because of all the experiences and people I've met here. It was the first one that's telling me the truth and no bullshit. Tell me the good, tell me the bad, and that was such an eye-opening experience to me. I was just like, wow, keep talking, tell me more.
So, did you find to understand or when to understand that what I told was true, and that is not that easy, but with time and being honest, we can find those persons?
Yes, yep. And the more I get to know about you, your background and your agency, the more I see that you're way above these other agencies. By far. I mean, it's the only one I believe that is not a scam.
I put you put a list like you had before. We select. I try to open eye a little bit because some things may not be though we desire, but maybe we cannot reach. And those that you choose, and I said that okay, I spoke with them. They saw your profile. They saw your characteristics with some questions. They agree. Did you feel any of them that they never ever got to know about you? Did you feel that they were interested in coming to you, or they made a favor to Alex?
It was the first time where I actually felt that the girl was interested, attentive, eye contact. You know, was there, and you know, really was there to find a husband.
You felt that she came with interest on you,
yes,
and knowing who you are.
Yes, yes, she knew exactly who I was. And in fact, my first date through Alex was the cheapest date I've ever gone on in this country. And it actually cost me $0. The girl was so excited to see me and talking and stuff that we just never got a chance to order a drink. And, you know, and so what did she get out of it? You know, she was very excited. You know, no free drinks, no free meals or anything. She was just there to find a husband. Showed me videos of her child.
That is something that I always fight with all the guys, and I also told you before, is that to meet people, we don't need to go to fancy places, you don't need to pay expensive restaurants or meals. If the person is honest and really interested in meeting us, man, so any place is comfortable, if it's cozy, and if we have a tea or a coffee or a juice or a cake, whatever. No need fancy things to catch attention to anyone. Important is the person, not the place.
Yes, and most of my meetings that I've had so far are 2 hours or more long, and we have one drink, and you know, or maybe a little piece of cake or something.
You agree with me? Nobody comes here and finds the wife on the first trip.
Yes.
So
yes,
for you to work with us was finally we start. You gain experience before, now we start, but nobody gets engaged on the first two.
No.
It's kind of foolish thing. It doesn't happen. We don't know anything.
Right.
So
they got to look at it this way: if they go out, they meet a girl in America or Europe, wherever they're from, and they go out on the first date with them. Do they bring a wedding ring with them? Why are you doing that here? You don't do it at home. You know what I'm saying?
It happened already. Some guys, they don't have to be with the marketing out there back home that they do.
I know, but I'm saying they don't do that at home. Why do they think it would be different here?
I also, as you touch on that, I would like to ask your opinion. How did you feel being here, and with the experience you have for being here already for the second time? Can we say that Ukrainian women are in that despair to get out from here? Poor little ones, no phones, no internet.
No.
And the first guy that comes, they grab and go?
No. This country is beautiful. Life is a bit difficult for the people here, but they're not like the women of our country. You know, they somehow scrape by, you know, feeding their family or feeding themselves and paying their rent and stuff, and they're happy people. They're not looking for some golden ticket, you know. Please come and save me. You're not saving anybody here. These women are generally looking for a good man to marry. You don't have to have a lot of money, you know. You just have to be a good person.
Those that you meet, because unfortunately there are others that search for the gold ticket. That is the, how can I say, this is the part where I enter, because as I said first to Mike, I don't make any promises because I cannot make any promises. Love is something that I cannot sell and nobody can buy it.
Right.
So my work is to open secure doors and to show to those that trust on working on me that this one, it's true, this one is fake. This one search for a golden ticket, this one is not running to rush out from here. And why? Because for her to go out, she will have to leave back all her legacy, historical, family, friends, everything she knows and everything she represents. Doesn't matter how many years she has. She will leave it back to go with Mike back to the United States. So she really needs to not only trust, but to love you, because she will be depending on you for the rest of her life.
Right. If there's no love, they're not coming home with you. They have to have that.
Also, I would like to give a little bit of justice to Lucy. Lucy is my manager, is my only exclusive translator, or at least the chief in charge, and the person that I always trust to deal with my clients for the first time. Mm-hmm. Did you felt that really there is a difference between a translator and an interpreter?
Yes.
So Lucy is an interpreter, and she's a heartful person, and she really takes it serious. Did you feel this difference?
Yes.
Because you already dealt with
yes.
several translators.
Yes. The big difference between Lucy and translators is that Lucy goes on the date and she knows these women. It's not two girls meeting for the first time and this girl's trying to figure out the other girl and figure out what she's saying. Lucy knows what she's saying. Lucy knows what she's thinking. After your dates, Lucy can call this girl. She talks to these girls and she finds out what's going on, what they're thinking, what they thought of the date and stuff. And then she talks to you, finds out what you thought of the date and stuff. And she gives you honest, genuine feedback that is 100 times more helpful than any of the translators that I've ever worked with before. That's honest truth.
So then, just to finish our conversation, what would you advise to all those out there that are bouncing between coming, mm-hmm. or even those that came already times enough and they already lost their hopes? Mm-hmm. Do you think there's a hope? What you would advise for the man, for him to self-evaluate his capacities, mm-hmm. and if he believes that he can and he has the characteristics, what would be the best steps for him to do?
Well, I think that in my life, the most important thing to me is honesty. And this man sitting next to me was the most honest person I've found in this country. If you want to deal with people that are going to blow smoke up your ass, then, he's not your man. If you want someone that's not going to be completely honest with you and tell you, no, don't do this, don't do that, and give you advice, and you don't want to hear advice, then he's not your man. If you want to succeed here and find a wife, this is your man. That's.
But needs to be ready to listen some things that sometimes are not pleasant.
Right. Right. And you want somebody to tell you that, oh yeah, I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to do that. You're going to be married in 6 months, and he doesn't control that. What he does control is this agency, and he knows these girls. He lives in this town. He cares. The other agencies don't live here. He cares about this town. He cares about these girls. He's going to, look after his investment and your investment. And that is, if you find a girl, you need something for her, he takes care of it. He's here.
If you don't have the girl that you want to meet at the moment because she's busy, well, you can have some fun. Go to the club, go entertain.
Right.
You have a friend here. I'm a man also, I'm a foreigner also. I'm here since 2005. I already saw many good things, many bad things. And the most important thing I have to share is exactly what Mike said, is I share all my experience, all I learned, I share with you. Is it bad? Is bad, is good, but I will defend your interests and try to guide you on your quest to find what you want and what you can achieve, because there are also some differences here. Thank you.
Thank you.
We will be back.
I would never go to another social.
So you do not recommend?
No. Highly recommend not going to the social. I got their personal emails. I don't want to go through the agencies with the letter writing campaign, because I believe that's not the girl writing the letter. I met you through a friend, and we sat down, had a drink, and you immediately started talking, and it was an eye-opening experience for me because of all the experiences and people I've met here. It's the first one that's telling me the truth and no bullshit. Tell me the good, tell me the bad. And that was such an eye-opening experience to me. I was just like, wow, keep talking, tell me more.